in just a moment. Finally doing some NFL content again. Okay. Should be all good. Let me just slide that over. Wonder if I'll get a notification for this one. We'll see. Oh, we did. That's pretty cool. Nice to see. All right, there we go. Got my chat up. What's up, Jacob? Boop. All right, there we go. What's up, Nicholas? How's everybody doing? You guys lost to the Royals? That happens. Baseball is a strange game, I would say. But have no fear, the NFL is here. Yeah, I'm pretty ready for some NFL talk. Hopefully people come by, but no big deal if not. We'll still put in at least an hour tonight. We have a lot of shit to talk about. What's up, Alex? How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm very ready for NFL. Almost every team reports tomorrow. By tomorrow, anyway. We had a busy day. Naheem Hines was reported out for the season. No, is the whole top 100 out, or is it just the 1 through like 70 that came out tonight? Or 100 through like 80 or something like that. I know they like to release it in chunks, and they save like the 1 through 10 for its own day. Might be going to Browns Steelers Monday night. That's good. Dolphins start tomorrow. Nice. The Lions started today. The Lions also had a major scare at training camp with an injury to CJ Gardner-Johnson. But it seems like that's okay. The worst news you can hear in training camp is a player was carted off after a non-football injury or a non-contact injury. But regarding, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, it seems like they did some testing and it just seems like he had some light damage. Should be all good. I don't know. You can look it up. You're going to do 2 games this year. Panthers, Dolphins, week 6. Patriots, Dolphins, week 8. And maybe the Raiders game. Those will be pretty good. 100 through 91. Yeah, I seen Lawrence was 96. Devonta was number 100. That's Devonta Smith was 100, and Trevor Lawrence was 96. Surprised Lawrence is that low. I figured he'd be a little high a la Mac Jones in 2021. Or last year, Mac Jones. To play for fantasy football this year? It should be good. Yeah, but it's not really the NFL that votes. It's like his peers and like the coaches, executives. Yeah, we can do record predict. Well, I normally will save record predictions till after preseason. Just because it's kind of feels a little early. Like a lot of things can change between now and like preseason ending, right? For example, like the Lions almost lost CJ Gardner-Johnson today. Doesn't that kind of change the way you might view the Lions secondary and how their season plays? Like the Lions do have a good set of safeties in Tracy Walker and Kirby Joseph, but like having CJ Gardner-Johnson gives them an elite set of safeties. That's the Lions go from like an A defense down to like a B, and then there's their Achilles heel all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm ready for preseason. I'm ready for football. So it feels way too early to start predicting things. Plus you don't know. Like the Jets could be a complete bust of a situation. They could be like the greatest team ever assembled, and they could. There's just a lot to still be seen, a lot of things to kind of work out and play out, and yada yada yada. Hopefully some people from the Discord come by tonight. Jets are 100% overhyped. Like, if you were on social media today, I don't know if you guys heard, but the Jets have throwback uniforms. Did you guys hear about that? From every single NFL Twitter account, 4 or 5 times each. And they kept playing this, they kept showing the same dumbass picture of Aaron Rodgers wearing the jersey, like anyone actually gives a shit what that undrippy looking loser is wearing. Like, good God. Like, Aaron looks old. Every picture I've seen of him now, he just looks older and older. Hold on a second. Where is it? Let me show you. Where is he at? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Window capture. There we go. Control V. All right. Just something to think about. Like, they keep showing that picture like it's supposed to be terrifying. Look how old he is. And like, they'll show pictures of him with his arms like that, and they'll be like, look how jacked Aaron Rodgers looks heading into this year. And it's like, he looks like an old man. He looks like he's cosplaying. Like, genuinely doesn't even look like he's an NFL player. He looks like a guy wearing a costume in a movie about Aaron Rodgers, kinda. Like, but he put on the wrong uniform, and he's like, you know, they're like, well, ugh. Whenever someone like Aaron Rodgers goes to a big market, especially the biggest market in sports media, that doesn't show. Yep. Oh yeah, it's going to be annoying. We'll see. It's been a what's up, Kevin? It's going to be an interesting offseason, that's for certain. Or a season ahead. There's a lot that's brewing. Make sure you guys drop likes on the stream if you don't mind as well. That might help the stream out. Might get some more people in here. Might, you know, trick people into thinking we're having a good time. If you can. If not, you know, whatever. Oh, the Jets? Yeah, the Jets got a lot of love because of the Rodgers situation. Not really that surprising, though, I guess. Hey, we have 5 likes. That's pretty good. If everyone left a like, we'd almost be at 10, it seems like. But yeah, have you guys heard about what happened with the Nyheim Hines situation? Like the 2022 Broncos. Oh yeah, it's gonna be hilarious if the Jets fall apart. Yeah, it would also be really funny if the Jets also still can't beat the Patriots. The Lions, I guess, if they want him. Yeah, Hines had a pretty bad situation happen. Apparently, he was jet skiing, and he was just sitting on the jet ski, and his jet ski got hit. What's up, Orlando Magic? And his jet ski got smoked up, and he suffered some pretty serious injuries, apparently. Nothing life-threatening, but when they go serious non-life-threatening injury, that's usually pretty bad. He had to have surgery pretty quickly, and he's out for the year. So, very unfortunate situation. That actually does kind of hurt the Bills' season, in my opinion, quite a bit. He was pretty focal in a lot of their winning late in the year last year, especially on things like special teams. Because, like, if you think about that last game they played against the Patriots, what happens if you take away those 2 touchdowns they scored on special teams? What's the final in that game? Go ahead and somebody remind me. Oh, yeah, the Patriots won, and they kind of dominated the fuck out of Buffalo. Really, the Bills got locked up on offense. They didn't move the ball very well. The Patriots were moving the ball at fucking will. I think there was a point where Mac Jones on the 3 scoring drives was 19 of 19 for like 170 yards and 3 touchdowns. They literally had no answer. And if it wasn't literally for fucking 14 points from, I think, one Naheem Hines touchdown and another one that he set up very well, they lose that game. And things get a little bit worse for them in terms of like playoff positioning and yada. Not like that it mattered. They lost pretty quick in the playoffs last year, but, you know. Still would have been something. So to say that Hines may not be the biggest loss, I would say he was very important for them late in the year last year. Very sad, very tragic. I mean, I would say every team in the AFC East has a legitimate shot to say they can win the division, even if you don't think like a team like the Patriots are as good as you think they're going to be. You got to remember, like, this was the number 3 DVOA defense last year. They were number 3 in takeaways, number 8 in points allowed. You kind of have to. Everyone's leaving. I don't know. Maybe people aren't ready to talk about football. I didn't expect there to only be 3 people. Well, that kind of stinks. Well, maybe some people will show up. I don't know. Yeah, well, we're hopefully. Yeah, but I don't expect a lot of people to show up. I should take away all their mods and be like, why do you need one? You don't show up. But we're fine. We'll give them time. Stream's still relatively new. Do you know what the status division in football is going to be? It's going to be the NFC South. And I know that's not a hot take or a good take. But boy, is that an awful looking division. Along with the AFC South, both those things are just going to be terrible. The South divisions have gotten really bad, and the NFL might need a realignment pretty soon. What's up, Seth? Raiders? I don't know. Raiders have a really good defense and good offensive pieces, but yeah, I don't know. You know, it'd be funny though if Baker plays well. Tampa has the best team. Like, it's like the weirdest situation in the South. What's up, Chase? Like, if you look down through the South, like, the best roster is either the Saints or Tampa Bay. But with Tampa Bay, they may have like the best roster, but they have like one of the worst coaching situations, probably the worst. No quarterback. It's going good, man. How's it going for you? Stream's kind of getting going, kind of starting, stopping. You guys could leave likes. That'd be super appreciative. Yeah, they have a good defense, but yeah, pretty inconsistent. They are getting kind of old too. Poor coaching. So I don't know. Carolina feels like they might have a good shot. I don't know. And Atlanta's Atlanta. They don't have a quarterback. It's like 3 teams don't have a good quarterback. One team kind of has Derek Carr. And then if you go to the AFC South, it's all just as bad. You got the Titans, the Jags, Texans, who are a couple years away, and the other team. I genuinely can't remember the 4th team in the AFC South. Oh, the Colts. I guess Indy could be good. I don't know. With a 9-8 record, yeah, I don't even think you got to be over 500 to win that division. You think the Eagles will go? Well, the Eagles are starting the season 0-1. Sorry to inform you about that, Seth. And I'm very disappointed in the Eagles today and their fan base. So now I'm hoping that something bad happens to your running quarterback. I don't know what, but after I seen the disgusting behavior of Eagles fans rooting for the injury of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I was like, well, two can play that game. Yeah, a bunch of weirdos. Hopefully nothing bad happens to their fragile running back or running quarterback. That would be a darn shame, wouldn't it? Ooh, that'd stink. That'd just ruin their season if their running quarterback hurt his knee somehow. Chargers. Yeah, that's a good one. Chargers, Dolphins, week 1. That is really good. Weird to not play you guys in week 1, though. Hey, Nicholas, you nervous that you don't get the Patriots in week 1 for a free win because we suck the first week of the season? You nervous? I don't even know who. Oh, yeah, the Patriots play the Eagles. Fuck, dude. Yeah, their top 5 super healthy running back. Yeah, that loves to get hit and runs north and south. Won't run through. He'll run through every single wide open north and south hole and not run east and west 100% of the time. He won't completely blow off a hole the size of fucking Montana right in front of him to run to the side of it. Never. I mean, you'll play us tough either way, so we'll see what happens week 2. Well, the joke I'm making, Nicholas, is that we're not a good team in the first week, so I mean, we'll probably lose to the Eagles. Unless the Eagles kind of flub it out the gate. What's up, Teddy? Unless Gonzalez is too much and the Eagles just don't know what hit him with the offense either. Are the Eagles set up to defend a dual tight end system where they have to double up either Gesicki, Henry, Juju? Do they have the players for that? Because you have to assume the Patriots, Seth, are going to run out Gesicki and Hunter Henry, 2 good tight ends that can catch the ball. Are you doubling both of those guys or single covering both of those guys? Or then you have to deal with Juju, who if you single cover Juju Smith-Schuster, he's going to win that battle and catch the ball. Devontae Parker, similar situation. Kendrick Bourne, similar situation. What are you doing? What are you going to do with the Patriots? Oh, yeah, and then you also have to deal with every one of their running backs can catch the ball like a receiver out of the backfield. Yeah, that's a big. You guys got a big win for that. That's always one thing I've been wondering, how teams are going to handle the Patriots. Yeah, Carter's going to do nothing against him. He's going to be, Jalen Carter is going to be as destructive as the other guy they drafted the year before, who was supposed to be a world beater. I don't even remember Blood's name. I remember Nakobe Dean because I wanted the Patriots to draft him. Glad we didn't. What a bust. And then the other guy. Yeah, he's going to play just as good as the guy that they traded a whole bunch of players to go get from the Bears. Like, I know Nakobe Dean and that other tackle they took from Georgia were so good that they traded for Roquan Smith and signed Ndamukong Suh in the middle of the season. That's a sign that your 2 rookies that play the exact same position that you just signed and traded for are doing good. Yeah, that's what that tells me. I don't know why, but I don't think these Georgia players are working in the NFL. I don't know what it is. The corners are pretty good because that's kind of a different position, but I don't think the pass rush as a unit is going to work in the NFL. They're like, yeah, but if we add all the pieces from the pass rush, it should work. It's like, I don't know, 2 of the guys didn't work. They can't get through they can't get through an NFL line. Maybe if we add 2 more guys, it'll make all the difference in the world. Or did those guys kind of front run against fucking tiny offensive lines in the NFL and they made a mistake all getting together? Lions versus Chiefs. I mean, hey, it's a preview. You guys got to admit, Lions versus Chiefs may be one of the funnest opening games for the NFL in a long motherfucking time, because that game has all the potential of being just a shootout. Literally just Jared Goff versus Mahomes round 2. Still think the Eagles win the NFC. Yeah, I still think so as well. The Lions play the Chiefs, and like this could be one hell of a foot race to open the year. Yeah, Dolphins should be good with Tua staying healthy, but if Tua doesn't, you guys are gonna be cooked. The AFC is gonna fucking eat teams alive this year, I think. I have plenty of other topics to get to today, just to preview something I want to show you guys. If you want to know how busy the NFL has been today, we have lots to talk about. We're just kind of shooting the shit right now for, just kind of getting back into football swing. Here's everything that generally happened today. So, Raiders signed Peters, Kadarius Toney to miss camp time with a knee injury. Chauncey Gardner, we already talked about Gardner's injury. Commanders released Andrew Norwell, which was very shocking, and signed Michael Badgley. Patriots signed Jalen Hurd and Diego Fago. Yeah, that last name's going to trip me up for a while, man. Diego Fagot. That's going to be a landmine name for a lot of people. I'm very intrigued about Jalen Hurd if he can stay healthy. The Lions are visiting with Bridgewater, as Kevin said, and Broncos defensive end Ioma Uriki suspended for gambling. So that's kind of just like a rough. That's like all the stuff from today. That's just literally like within the last 12 hours since I woke up. Been a busy day. The NFL's back. Plus, there's also a big drama we could talk about regarding the NFL running backs that's breaking out and kind of developing slowly. We don't have to jump into it yet. That the running backs are kind of hinting toward a strike or something. I'm not really sure what's going on here. But the average running back salary heading into 2023 is $1.81 million. Which seems a bit low, especially since kickers are making an average of like 2.42 million. That's where everything is right now, huh? Kickers and punters are making more than fucking running backs on average at this point. Yeah, but it's like, oh boy, we have who's all holding out? Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley. I think Derek fucking Henry might hold out. It's like guys who are like fully healthy and in good contracts are like, you know what, I might hold out too. Eckler's pissed. Yeah, it's a very interesting development. Yeah, but rookies probably won't care. They're making a good amount of money. If you're a rookie running back, don't you make a little bit more? Because you're a first round pick, I think they like lock your salary up. Right? He's a top 12 pick, if I'm not mistaken, top 15 pick. I think his salary's kind of like a boilerplate. Which is probably, which hopefully everything. He should be good. Unless he hasn't signed his contract yet, which is a little worrying. I noticed there wasn't any Patriots running backs at that meeting. It looks like Stevenson said everybody to go fuck themselves. He's like, listen, we're good. I'm not getting involved with any of that. Kind of was a little sad to see none of the Patriots players were showed up for that. Also was a little happy. Oh, he'll be good. Gibbs seems like a monster. He's going to be a weapon for the Lions if he can stay healthy. If you're a Lions fan, another little thing I picked up is it looks like Laporta is going to be your starting tight end this year, based on everything. Not really too shocking. But yeah, the running back situation is quite interesting because running backs certainly feel devalued. And I mean, to be fair, they kind of are. They have like, it's like, well, how the fuck did our position die? Zeke Elliott. I'm excited to see the Lions' new helmets and Todd Gurley. Yeah, they're gonna be going with the all blue color rush with them. It doesn't look the greatest. No, they're using the gray color rush with them, I think. I think they gotta wait till 2024 to do something like that again, to like change uniforms. So we'll see if they come up with something new. Because I think you gotta wait every 2 or 3 years to change to add a new uniform in or change one. Obviously, helmets are a little different because everybody just got the permission to use a second helmet, so that's a whole different scenario. But I think it's like, yeah, every 4 or 5 years you can change your logo. There's like specific rules on uniforms when you're allowed to change them. Like 2025 is when the Patriots can officially change their logo again, because they like tweaked something in like 5 years, almost 5 years ago, to like the Flying Elvis and made a few small changes. But I think there's big time rumors that by 2025 they're going back to Patriot Pat, and the Flying Elvis will become the retro logo, which is kind of hard ass because it then becomes the Brady logo. And I think that goes pretty hard. Like, just, all right, now we're back to the Patriot Pat era. And you know what's iconic about the Patriots Patriot Pat and the red jerseys? The Patriots were a god awful football team when they wore those, and the Vikings, yeah, they're the most likely team to challenge the Lions for the division, in my opinion. But Minnesota lost a lot of really good players, and I don't know what the fuck they did to replace everybody. They shed a lot of talent because they have to eventually pay Justin Jefferson. Yeah, the Vikings should regress. It could come down to the Lions. I think are still betting favorites to win that division by like a dramatic amount. I think they're in the negatives now, aren't they? Like it's gone from like plus 220 to like minus 190, 180 for the Lions. It's like they're like almost, they're becoming a lock to win that division. The Bears are going to be whatever. The Packers are clearly in a rebuild year. The Vikings are question mark. Lions on paper are the best team in that division. That's like the third best team in the conference. What's up, Mike? It's kind of hard to find the faults with the Lions right now, which is a very odd space for them to be in. Dude, you know how much I hate the NFL media sometimes, but I also appreciate it. Like I hate like when they overdo the Aaron Rodgers story stuff. Like they're like pumping up and like sending out 1,000 Aaron Rodgers stories about the uniforms. Oh no, we're used to it, Chase. This is Chase. I'm glad you're noticing it, and I hope other people are. Do you know how much the Patriots get? Yeah, you're starting to see it. Everybody always talks about the Patriots all the time, no matter what the story is. We've been talked more about than the Bills have this entire offseason. More than the Jets, more than the fucking Dolphins. You know more about our offseason than anybody else's in our whole division. Except that the Bills or the Jets got Aaron Rodgers. That's it. And then the Patriots. What was I about to say, though? I was about to say something else that wasn't about... Yeah, it doesn't really annoy me. It's just, you get used to it. No, but there was something I was talking about before I read that, and it like threw me off. I apologize. Does anybody remember what I was saying? Fuck. I was talking about the Lions, I think. They're saying the Lions on paper were the best team in the third best team. They should be able to win every. Lions are best in that division. Yeah. And Lions should win that division. Sorry, I lost myself. I'm thinking about the AFC East. Fine too. That's fine. Fuck. Damn it, I'm trying so hard to remember what I was talking about before I started. All I can think about is the Patriots again. Lions, good. Covered it. I don't know. I'll just go on something else. Just interesting. Maybe if I scroll up and read something else somebody was saying. Oh, yeah, we kind of covered it. Yeah, I just don't know. Hard to fault. There we go. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, the Lions. It's just hard to find faults, especially if they stay healthy. They're like a solid team. If it wasn't the Detroit Lions, I think a lot more people would be very high on them. Like honestly, if you were to predict the Lions versus the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, that's a safe prediction. I mean, it's not like the Lions were unstoppable for that last like 10 games of the year. Like, dude, they were a monster team down the stretch. And if that's who they actually are, that's like a 13-win team. They'll run through the NFC. Yeah, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are very good at building a team. Not to take anything away, because obviously Brad Holmes, right? It's Holmes. Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes, right? The Panthers game was the stupidest thing I've ever seen him do. Oh, the passing coordinator? Yeah, they got rid of their passing coordinator and then the defensive backs coach Aaron Glenn, and they just became a monster team. I think there's a secret to the Detroit Lions that was also a secret to the Cleveland Browns and to the Kansas City Chiefs. And the way I can point to this, and the way I'm going to, okay, so Brad Holmes is a very good draft builder, and you could see that when he was with the Rams. I think the Rams drafted better when he was there. You can see that during his time with the Rams, you could go see how the Rams drafted. I think they were always toward the top of the league, and during Brad Holmes' time as the talent scout, they led the league in players that would be drafted and played for them. I bet you if you go look over the last 3 years since Brad Holmes took over the drafting in Detroit, the Lions probably lead the league in players that get drafted and play for the team. That's a very big statistic. The Lions will have like 6-rounders playing for them in the middle of the rookie year. That's a very what's up, Curtis? That's a very good way of telling a very good drafter, and that's what Brad Holmes seems to be. You could see that with the Rams. You could see that definitely, because the Rams aren't drafting as well now. They don't have as many picks, but like even when they didn't, it's a thing. So I'm not trying to take away from Brad Holmes, but there is like this secret spaghetti sauce, this secret motherfucking demon that's lurking in the background that no one really ever gives credit to, because they have to keep him on a very tight leash. If you don't keep this fucking bulldog on a tight leash, he gets loose and ruin shit. His name is John Dorsey. He's the big secret. Now, the reason I say John Dorsey is the big secret, go look at the Chiefs draft when they drafted Mahomes, and then look at every other draft since then and see how safe and boring they are, right? They haven't really done anything good drafting since they drafted Mahomes. But the draft of Mahomes was a very risky, very, very interesting pick. And so were a bunch of the other moves made around that time. And they were all orchestrated probably by their one of their top guys in the office, which was John Dorsey. A couple years later, after the success of Mahomes, they fired John Dorsey because he was starting to take a little bit too much credit. He also, I think, was involved in drafting Tyreek Hill and all these other players and helping to build the team. So look into John Dorsey's involvement with helping to build the Chiefs. They got rid of John Dorsey, and they haven't really fucking drafted anybody of note. They haven't really. Most of what they're getting in signings is players that are coming because of Mahomes, not anything else. Andy Reid's never been the greatest drafter. He kind of gets players to come play for him, not, you know. So I wonder, but now we can go look to where did John Dorsey go after the Chiefs? Oh, he went to a little team that was one of the worst teams in the NFL, known as the Cleveland Browns. The year he was hired, the Browns immediately became a good team. They drafted a whole bunch of really good players, started building up this team that was kind of similar to the Chiefs. Not exact. Obviously, Baker didn't turn out to be very good, but whatever. But it seemed like they had fixed the team. They won a playoff game when John Dorsey was building that team. He was the GM. He was like the focal point of building that team. He wanted to claim more power, so they fired him. Now look at where the Browns are. They're praying to God Deshaun Watson works out, because if not, they're in fucking destitute hell again. Now, the Lions have hired John Dorsey. He's the third team. This is his third team that has gone from bad to good. Go look at the Chiefs prior to John Dorsey showing up. They weren't good. They were literally bad for like 50 years prior to John Dorsey showing up. So John Dorsey shows up, Chiefs get a little bit better. The Browns, miserable bad team. John Dorsey shows up, becomes better. The Lions, don't have to say much there. John Dorsey shows up, and look where they are now. It's like this weird thing with John Dorsey that no one really ever talks about. Yeah, the Lions were fourth last year. Yep, in total offense, very good team. So something fun to think about, in my opinion, is the role of John Dorsey in building some of these teams. Yeah. Bet you guys didn't know that. There was a common thread between those three teams, and it's one guy named John Dorsey. The problem with John Dorsey is he comes in there with like I said, you gotta like keep him on this tight ass leash, like one of them vicious ass hood pit bulls. If you don't, he will get loose and maul children and try to steal all the power from your team. But apparently the Lions are just alpha enough with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, where John Dorsey and his nerdy ass sweaters are just like, okay, yeah, I'll just give you guys my insights. I think you should take these players, this guy and that guy. I don't give a fuck if he's got any problems. See, and like there's this like perfect filter going on where Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are like these perfect character detectors. And like John Dorsey's like just spitting out names like, take this guy. And they're like, hey, we can't take him. He's got a bad personality. Okay, what about this guy? And that's always been one of the biggest problems for John Dorsey. He doesn't care about personality problems. I'll take him. Yeah, that's the sad part, is there's almost no shot Ben Johnson stays for a third year like that. He's literally the hottest fucking commodity right now. You were Googling the last 2 nights or 2 nights ago. I already read that, yeah. Yeah, there's zero shot Ben Johnson isn't a head coach next year. He'll probably be head coaching Caleb Williams or Drake May. Let's be very, very honest about that situation. I mean, he's going to be the coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Caleb Williams, and fucking it's going to be miserable to watch. Now Lions fans get to go through what Patriots fans went through when you guys lose your fucking guy to Tampa. Tell me I'm wrong. He's going to have fucking Drake May or Caleb Williams and all them fucking receivers in Tampa Bay to work with. It's going to be horse shit to watch. And a really good offensive line too. I hate that so much. Yeah, and you just know Ben Johnson's going to be the coach. Unless fucking Ben Johnson just doesn't want to be a head coach. I get the vibe Ben Johnson doesn't want to be a head coach. I don't know about anybody else. You think he's going to Vegas? Curtis, you think he's going to be going to Vegas, Ben Johnson? I thought Lions, in my opinion, shocked me when they got Marvin Jones back and drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. And I was watching his 40-yard dash. He has a speed. Oh, no, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is a machine. He's a very, very, very fast player. Wait, Mike said something, though. Hold on. Told a Buffalo fan earlier, Lions put up like 30 per game, and that wasn't with... Yeah, they didn't have J-Mo even. Like, they were an unreal football team, dude. They glitched out. That's why I don't think there's no way Ben Johnson doesn't go become a head coach. But there's also a good possibility He doesn't even want to do that. What if he just likes calling offense? He's like, I make a good amount of money just calling plays. Fucking hurts my head having to do. I don't want to do all that head coach shit. What if I just, you guys pay me well, I'll just be the head. The thing is, some guys don't want to become head coaches. He could just be like, hey, pay me a lot of money and I'll just sit here as the offensive coordinator. And if you're the Detroit Lions, you know what you do? How much do you need, Ben? You pay him like he's a second head coach. Don't even give a fuck. Don't literally do not fuck that up. Because I think there's a small opportunity that that's what's happening. Him not taking a head coach job this year was very interesting. Him saying it's because he wants to finish what he started in Detroit. It's like, what do you mean? Do you want to win a Super Bowl here? Because that could be multiple years. Like that could take a decade. like this, that could be the next quarterback regime, Ben. Like, well, what do you mean you want to finish what you started in Detroit? That's literally those were his words, correct? Like he doesn't want to leave yet. It's not time. Like that to me is a guy that's going, I don't really want to be a head coach. I'm like fucking 37. Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's just he doesn't like Ben is a very smart offensive coordinator, very good play designer, very smart and good with players. I just don't know if he wants to be a head. He doesn't seem like a head coach. You know what I mean? Like I would say the same thing about Mike McDaniels. I think that's another problem. Nicholas, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Nicholas. Cover your ears. I think that's going to be a long-term problem for the Dolphins. Like they have a very smart offensive head coach. I just don't. Maybe in a couple years, like I still think Ben Johnson needs like that could be a thing. He's very young and he could just take 5 years because he did say he wants to finish the job, which could help me see the Detroit to the end of whatever this is. Or he could just wait a few more years because he's young and wants to learn how to coach. And Dan Campbell's a really good guy to learn from. Plus, I mean, he maybe he just doesn't want to do it. Maybe he's smart enough to realize that some of these offensive geniuses just don't work as head coaches. Look at Josh McDaniels. He's literally one of the greater offensive coordinators in league history. And that guy is a terrible head coach. Nicholas is typing up an angry ass message right now. He's like, listen, dude, just because McDaniels is a little weird and probably on the spectrum doesn't mean he's a bad coach. All right, everybody likes him. It's like, yeah, I'm not saying nobody doesn't like him, but like, I don't know. I feel like he's a little too early to be there. Oh, the defensive coordinator? Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't get a job, too. It's crazy how loyal those dudes are to Dan Campbell. It's yeah, it's not even in the same discussion. Like, I genuinely don't think you can put those two dudes in the same category of coach. Like, Matt Patricia was genuinely one of the worst head coaches I think I've ever seen. Matt Patricia and Dan Campbell actually seems to be a pretty good head coach. Yeah, because they offered him more money. I don't know. We'll see. He could leave after this year. Just doesn't seem like he wants to be a head coach. That's what I mean. Backing out like that just seems like he just no. I don't know. What else has been going on? We talked about the running back situation a little bit. Every team's pretty much got new uniforms or throwback helmets, and pretty fun year coming up. Anybody got any crazy takes that are just like piping white hot? That aren't like, I think the Jets will be bad. Because that's kind of like, that's one of my takes. And I think that's kind of a common take now. So I'm going to find a new hot take for the year. Still got to look around a little bit. A good pickup for the Lions. Hopefully he lasts about 6 games. Steelers. That would be one of the craziest plot twists in this entire season. You have Bengals and Browns and Ravens fans fighting like at each other's throats about this division. And then all of a sudden the Steelers just kind of waltz in and take it. The Lions hired Vince. That'd be funny. Oh. Who are the Jets using to replace Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon for Rodgers until Brees is full speed? Some guys. Hutchinson, great year, and Goff going to... Yeah, Goff's important. I don't know who the Jets running backs are. I feel like they have a good running back. I can't remember who it is though. Like it's like it's not like a starting running back, but it's like some guy who randomly just popped into the scene, then he got hurt, but he's like healthy and ready to go now. Like Kevin Wilson or some fucking really weirdly common name like this, something like that. Yeah, Michael Carter, that's right. It was Michael Carter. It was like one of the most commonly weird names I've ever heard of. And I was like, Michael Carter, what kind of fucking name is that? Williams can catch the game from the box. Yeah, I think Williams can practice during this. I think he can play in this preseason coming up. I don't think he can practice for fucking 5 weeks, though. But I'm pretty sure Williams is allowed to compete in their preseason, even. Well, this stream's probably coming to a close soon. It's been pretty dead the entire night. I guess people aren't quite ready for the NFL yet. And this hasn't even crossed 35 views. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Tennessee's new uniforms? Oh, they're pretty good. I think they're funny. Denzel Mims is wearing 17 for Detroit. That's pretty cool. Mims is a good player for them. Seems like a solid pickup. If he makes the team, that's a pretty inexpensive grab as well, which is a nice thing. We did kind of cover everything rather quickly tonight. I thought this would take a little longer. I'm not going to lie to you. But thinking about it, we did cover just about everything. Finish whatever we're talking about. I don't know off the top of my head. You probably get double digits. Colts, I like their uniform. Just the helmet choice with them looked bad. I don't know why they didn't commit to the old school like the Jets at least did with the sideways stripes on the jerseys. Like if they would have went with the double stripes of like, right? Like on the sleeves rather than across the shoulders, they'd look like the actual throwbacks. Like I don't know why so many teams decide to just not do that. Like at least the Jets and their throwbacks actually had the balls to put them on the fucking sleeves. Yeah, the Lions' new helmet. Lions' new helmet. It's blue and it looks. I don't know why they're not wearing this with the fucking blue. It seems like such a missed opportunity. That's kind of what they're going with. I know the lion looks retarded. I know. But that makes me like the lion even more. It looks like some little ass kid drew it, and they're just like, all right, that works. What does the lion look like? He's got a really long right arm. He's got an abnormally long right front paw. About 8 foot long for some reason. So it's about as long as the lion itself. He walks hilarious. Yeah, they could clean that image up. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an easy thing to clean up. The long cat thing that was on Twitch. Yeah, I know. This basically is that fucking thing. I don't know why they don't clean the image up a little bit. Lions are just like, oh, we'll just go with this thing. Well, fuck it. Looks like how I would draw lions. Because I can't draw good. Yeah, just like trim the leg a little bit and it looks a lot better. Like there's just like 7 things they could do and it instantly is not that bad. Like clean up the face a little bit, make it look more like a lion. Just shrink that arm to about like here. You know, change the angle a little bit. That's really it. It's not even that much. It's just shrink up this goddamn leg and fix the face up because the face is the funniest part of the whole thing. The lion's like, you got me. So many people wanted black helmets. They were so stupid. I don't know why the leg is so long. He reaching, he grabbing things. He got that long ass leg. What's up, Spider? They're not that bad. The helmet's great. I just don't know why they're wearing them with the grays and not their literal Color Rush alternative blues they have. They have a blue jersey. Like, that's the most confusing part about it. They have, like, an all-blue Color Rush they wear, and it's like, why the fuck aren't you wearing... I think they're officially changing their gray to the blue Color Rush, and that'll be officially like the way. I think that's why they did that. I think next year they're ditching the all grays and making those the alternative Color Rushes, and then they're gonna make the blues their regular Color Rush, which will completely match the helmet. I think a lot of teams are not able to switch Color Rushes around right now, and I think a lot of those helmets are going to be going to matching Color Rush colors in the coming years. Except for teams that got blacks, they got fucked. I don't know why. The Colts will never be able to match them black helmets. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Just like, okay. But quite a number of teams are going backwards or changing things up. All right, though, guys. I think this is about it. It's down to 5 people. We got about 40 total people in an hour, which is pretty good. It was a pretty solid welcome back stream, but it seems like it's slowed down a little bit. You know, it's still July. I didn't really expect much. You know, I'll probably just leave this up for a while, see what kind of views it gets. I don't know when the next NFL talk will be. I'm thinking maybe sometime later this week. Especially if things start happening. There's just still quite a few things that aren't going on. Like, we're still waiting to see what happens with Dalvin Cook. There's a few big name players that are still kind of waiting in the wings. Marcus Peters went to the Raiders today. Kind of interesting. That had almost no fanfare to it. Like, almost nobody gave a shit. Let's see what else is going down. Let's see, Lions. I'm just looking at trends, trying to see if there's anything cool. Not really. Like I said, for the most part, it seems like we covered a lot of the big things, unless somebody else heard anything. that I'm missing out on. Oh, you're a Lions fan. You want to see something? You're a Lions fan? Name every Lion. Here's bust first round pick Jameer Gibbs. Oh, hold on. What the fuck? Why is that doing that? Why didn't it? There we go. Here's what you guys are called. Here's what everyone's upset that the Lions drafted, I guess. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Can't believe they took that bust. He's basically on his way to being the star. He's the starter. It kind of just seems like this says he's the starting running back already. Yeah, they shouldn't have drafted him. They didn't get him in the right draft value spot. He'll never be a good draft pick. If they had drafted him one spot later, it would have been the steal of the draft. Duh. Why the Lions draft who they draft? Did they not know that my Twitter analysis is better than their fucking scouts that make millions? I hate that so much about the draft, is when people start talking to me about draft value. Like, I'm like, what the fuck do you know about the draft? You know as much as me. Shut the fuck up. I literally, if you're so, why don't you go take your knowledge about draft value, position, and all this, call up an NFL team and apply for a job. It's that easy. If you're as good as you say they are, they'll fucking hire you. Well, they're not hiring. Oh, that doesn't matter. If you're some draft savant, they'll hire you. But if you go in there and start talking about how running backs shouldn't be drafted as a top 10 pick because of some weird shit about your draft value rankings, they'll be like, oh, what the fuck? What if it's the greatest running back of all time? Do you draft him in the top 10? Barry Sanders, what do you do? He shits in his pants and fucking cries and starts coming. He's like, I don't know what to do. No, fucking no. So you wouldn't draft one of the greatest players of NFL history? I can't. He's a running back. That's why I don't get it. It's like, so if Gibbs turns out to be one of the great running backs, no matter what, he's a bad pick because he shouldn't have been drafted there because some guy who watches football said that that's a bad spot to draft a running back. And it's also a bad spot where they drafted Jack Campbell. Okay. Got it. Like, they're good players, but they could have got them in the 7th round. Like, they're acting like those guys would have been there in, like, the fucking 7th round or something. No, they wouldn't have. Those were both first-round picks. Knock it off. They got lucky with Jack Campbell because there were about 5 teams that were circling in like buzzers on that fucking dude. The Bills, the Bucks, who else was probably circling? Fucking Baltimore probably wanted the guy. Who typically drafts players like Jack Campbell? The Packers were probably kind of pecking away. New England was looking around at the guy. Like, a ton of teams were looking at Jack Campbell. And people were trying to be like, dude, he wasn't even going to go. Teams were looking to trade up to get him. A lot of teams were. He'd 100% be a Buffalo Bill if he was there for Buffalo. Like, it's not even a question that's who Buffalo wanted. I guarantee he was number 1 on their board. Yeah, 100%. The Patriots probably also wanted to take Jack Campbell, but the Lions took him. Yeah, dude. Yeah, literally, he's the linebacker of the draft. And people were acting like, well, if they would have drafted him late, it's like there wasn't no drafting that fucking dude later. As soon as Buffalo got up, and if he was on the board, he was a Buffalo Bill. Fucking McDermott was like this on the carpet praying that he didn't get drafted. This dude was about to commit to Allah. He was trying all the different prayer styles. He's like, give me a second version of Matt Milano. Give me Matt Milano too. That's who I kind of compare Jack Campbell to, is Matt Milano. I think that's the ceiling for the kid. You got to go, John? Thanks for tuning in, man. We're probably going to be getting out of here too pretty soon. It's a pretty slow stream tonight, but it was fun. Nice to talk about football, kind of kick loose some of the cobwebs. What do we get to? About 40 views? 37? That's not... Oh, 42. All right, there we go. 42, 11 likes. That's not bad. That's a pretty good stream. About an hour long. We'll probably call it. Anybody got anything they want to add? If not, I think that's where we'll call it, and we'll build on this. Mainly because, it's just me and Mike talking now. Everybody kind of chilled out. Hopefully the NFL crowd starts to come back. Don't know why NFL content stopped doing so well on the channel last year. Maybe my channel is just not NFL equipped anymore. I hope that's not the case. I guess we'll see though, right? What else we got going on? No. Let's see, what do we got going on? The Lions have Super Bowl odds. What the fuck? The ESPN is giving... Listen, hold on. You guys want to see the craziest stat you'd ever think you'd see on ESPN in July? By the way, no other team has the following numbers as high as the Lions do. I think the make 65 at 65% and win their division is the highest in the NFL. The ESPN is giving them a 10% shot at winning the Super Bowl this year. So, yeah, this guy says it right. No other team has that high. It's 100% for all teams. So Vikings probably is like 30. Lions are plus 155 to win the division. Oh my God, dude. That's nice numbers if you're a Lions fan. ESPN giving you a chance of all the places. But that's something to leave here on because everybody keeps leaving. So I appreciate everyone hanging out. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your night. Thanks for hanging out at the stream for a little while if you did. Appreciate you guys. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow. I kind of have to think about that. If not, I'll 100% be live on Wednesday. And then we'll just keep going from there and there and there. All right. It was fun. Thank you guys for watching, leaving likes if you did. If you haven't, consider on the way out. All right. Peace out. Go Lions, go Patriots. Or go Lions, go Tigers. And of course, it's always go Patriots. I'll see you guys on the next one.